Hey boys and girls, I want to talk to you about dependent and independent clauses since that's in your grammar lessons this week. In fourth grade, we like to tell y'all that what our goal is to have y'all become independent learners. That means that you can study for a test perhaps without a lot of help from your parents. You're independent. Dependent, on the other hand, means, of course, you would need help. So when we talk about clauses, which hopefully you remember, always have a subject and verb, whether it's dependent or independent. So we have some words actually called subordinate conjunctions, which I'm not going to make you remember that word, but these subordinate conjunctions are words that can begin dependent clauses, and therefore will make that clause unable to stand by itself as a sentence. For instance, since it was raining, if you walked into class one day and I said, since it was raining, you all would be waiting for the rest of the sentence, right? The part that would turn it into a sentence. So I might say, since it was raining, we went inside. Now I have two clauses. Notice the first one that starts with since it was raining, cannot stand by itself as a sentence. So it is a dependent clause. But if I said we went inside, that by itself is a perfectly good sentence. So we call that an independent clause. We have talked about compound sentences, which hopefully you remember, where we have two independent clauses joined by a conjunction like and. Mrs. Parr teaches language arts and Mrs. Staples teaches math. Each side of the and can stand by itself as an independent clause. However, when you put one of these subordinate conjunctions on a clause, you make it where it can't stand by itself as a sentence, and that's why we call it a dependent clause. These dependent clauses also would be fragments, right? Because they can't stand by themselves as a sentence. When you have one of each type of clause combined, one of each in a sentence, we call that a complex sentence. When the dependent clause, the clause that can't stand by itself, comes first, you have to put a comma after it. Since it was raining, comma, we went inside. If your dependent clause comes at the end of the sentence and last, you don't need a comma. For instance, I took a nap because I was tired. Well, I took a nap, independent clause, right? It can stand by itself. But if you came in and said, because I was tired, that obviously needs some help. So it's a dependent clause. It depends on another part of the sentence to make it work. Since it comes at the end of the sentence, though, I don't have to put a comma there before the because. So hopefully this is going to help you as you do these beginning grammar pages talking about clauses. Good luck with that, and hopefully I'll be able to help you. All right, well, have a wonderful rest of your day.